So we're gonna go pick up Ryan Trahan from Fast Signs. So excited.
It's so cute.
Let's go.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Good one.
You do the same.
Absolutely.
Safe travels, guys.
Thank you,
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Yep, this is me. This is only a few moments before Mr. Beast replied to one of my tweets.
Right now, there are two types of people watching this video. Those who think I am slow in the head, and those who don't think I did anything wrong. This weekend was crazy, but before you comment, you're a pathetic loser. All I ask is that you allow me to explain why this happened, and why I'm not sorry. Hang with me,
This all
please.
started about 3 months ago. I've been a fan of YouTube for such a long time. Casey Neistat, PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, all of these names have been people I've looked up to and have loved being entertained by.
Little backstory about me. Started a business a few years ago. Whole goal, help content-focused entrepreneurs get 1 million views in 90 days. I've always known I wanted to be a YouTuber. I knew I couldn't go one more year without that happening. The bad part?
I don't think it's a surprise that ever since Mr. Beast had his success, a lot of people had tried to copy him. I mean, I found like 15 different Stay in the Circle videos.
Hey, Dino, isn't that what you just did? Well, yes, but let me explain, okay? Just checking.
I knew I needed to learn from someone. I had some skill, but maybe I could work for someone doing really well. So I decided to aim my sights on a really big YouTuber. I heard they were hiring and I thought, man, if I worked for them, I'd probably learn everything I need to have a successful YouTube career.
I knew the only way this was going to work is if I got in contact with him, and that had to be in person.
This was going to cost money, time, and would definitely push me out of my comfort zone due to the amount of just networking and connection pushing I would really need to do.
After reflecting on this for a while, I realized I had to do this thing.
I figured out the exact location of the YouTuber and realized the best way to do it was just to show up at their house. Before my flight, I made some videos to get his attention.
And I even pulled out a loan to make this thing happen.
I even had a friend call his manager and convinced them to let me on their property while I pretended to be there for business purposes. I had even attempted to show up at his house once, and he told me it was not cool.
But that's okay. I knew if I could just get to his house, he'd be totally chill with it.
I remember having this huge moment during this whole thing. I just took a step back and realized I may be making a huge mistake.
Oh God, I don't know if I should do this. As a YouTuber, you have to do things that are hard. Sometimes that means knocking down the door, maybe even kicking down the door, not taking no for an answer. It's okay to ask for something and be told no. Sometimes though, when it comes to personal space, things get weird. Hey, that's what you did. Okay, I'm getting to that, all right? All right, I'm just checking.
So I finally got to his hometown and I crashed with a friend in order to prepare.
I'm sure he's probably pretty busy, but I honestly kind of don't expect to see him tomorrow.
The next day, I ended up showing up at his house in the back of a U-Haul with $15,000 in hand, and I surprised Logan Paul by buying his $80,000 Mercedes-Benz couches.
Oh, wait, did you think this was about me? Oh, no, I was just explaining what Eric did back in 2019. No, what I did was I drove to Greenville for the day, and I bought a cardboard cutout of Ryan Trahan, and I was gonna give it to him if I ran into him that day. Hundreds of YouTubers have used this strategy to trend jack their way into the limelight, as well as it might encourage people to show up in Greenville and try and touch the outer garments of Jimmy Donaldson. Nope, that is. And among everyone who decided to publicly humiliate me, I do think there was a few people who were genuinely surprised with what happened. Not only that, but there was a lot of people who realized the current YouTube meta has encouraged people to try these tactics in order to get some views. Hey, that's what you did, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Took you to editing to catch on there, huh?
All right. I'd actually gotten the idea for this video whenever I watched this clip from the Sad Boys podcast.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's been this industry created on YouTube now where if you make something for Jimmy and make a YouTube video about it and try to deliver it to him, you might have your dreams come true.
Yeah.
And so now he's like flooded with people in his life who are like, if I could do just anything for you to mention my name, YouTube might change my entire life.
Right.
And I knew they were exactly right. And so I tried to do it. Clearly, I have room to grow. And whether or not I'm the scapegoat or not, I'm glad the point was made. I have the luxury of truly knowing my intentions. I can confidently say I never intended to
get my way in front of Jimmy in an inappropriate way. Now, this may have completely gotten rid of the opportunity for me to ever collab or do any business with Mr. Beast. And if that's the case, that sucks. And that makes me a little sad. Okay, I just am wrapping up finishing, but there's a few other final thoughts I feel like I needed to say. First, I did really enjoy making this video. The point I wanted to make was that we need to stop delivering gifts to influencers. And it's really funny, yet sad, that I kind of had to be the sacrificial lamb here, it feels like. But we're talking about this now. I've seen a ton of people talk about this. And so that is pretty cool. Did I have an intention of like pushing Jimmy over the edge and trying to goad him into doing this? Absolutely not. I think as I'm reflecting on some of this, maybe I could have just made this at home. Maybe that clip with Eddie talking on the Sad Boys clips, maybe he summed it up way better than I ever could in like 20 seconds. I'll start with here and say I learned a lot through this experience, and I won't be delivering anything to Mr. Beast anytime soon, nor to anybody else really. And I hope we all do that. Unless you're a UPS driver, then you can do that. But they're the only ones who get off scotch-free here. There are the receipts that I had this idea planned ahead of time, that it was supposed to be a narrative on unhealthy jumpstart tactics to a YouTube channel. So here's that. Some might just say that that's cope. I know what people are saying about me. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Bye.